Who do you think's using social media? Check out this awesome article over here at Search Engine Land. Portrait of who uses social networks in the U.S. and how social media affects our lives. This is a Pew Internet and American Life project. It's a huge report. It's 80 pages, but this article does a fantastic job of breaking it down. I'll just go through some of this stuff. This is a comparison between 2008 and 2010, and you can see here 40% of users in 2008 were between the age of 23 and 35. And you can see it's kind of spreading out now. More people, older people, are using it and or are part of the makeup, whereas younger people, 18 to 22, are less part of the overall percentage. Gender, check this out. Women, they love the social media. I mean, men love it too, but by and large, it's the females using the social media. I mean, clearly there's a lot of men on there, but that's, more women on average. So check this out. This is by social media place. So you can see here the different breakdowns of things. You know, what's interesting, I think, is LinkedIn. Take a look at LinkedIn. The average age on LinkedIn, the article said, is 40, whereas Facebook is 38, Twitter is 33, MySpace 32. MySpace is the youngest of them. And then look here, gender. The only place that men hang out more than women is LinkedIn. We're so utilitarian, us men. Check out the race stuff here. This is pretty interesting. It says the vast majority of social network users in the U.S. are white. The lack of minority participation on most networks is staggering. So it says African Americans users have the lowest presence on LinkedIn, making up only 2% of the total users. The highest saturation of African Americans is on MySpace. So they're on MySpace, but we're just not, they're not on LinkedIn. Hispanics are not really into it either. But that's LinkedIn is far and away the most saturated site when it comes to white users, who make up 85% of that network. So frequency here, you can see this was interesting. While Twitter finished the last place out of four sites, the frequency of use of Twitter is quite high. So people that do use it, which is very few people, they use it a lot, or several times a day. Then they go into Facebook stats. 22% of users comment on other posts. 26% like things. People like things. That's what they'll do that. 19% of women update their status at least once a day. Men, only 11% of us update our status. Come on now. 44% of users 18 to 22 will like things. Then check this out. Does social networking hinder real life experiences? This is where I want us all to focus, because so often I hear the people saying, do these people have a life? Well, according to this research, absolutely they do. Not only does social networking fail to retard offline growth, it actually helps users develop connections and form stronger relationships in the real world. Some of the most interesting stats prove that social networks are more than just online users. It says only 3% of users' Facebook friends have never met in person. 89% of all Facebook friends have met in person. It says internet users have a much more diverse network of friends. Average user of social networking site has more close ties than a non-internet user. They're more trusting than non-internet users. Social networking users may actually have more of a life. More of a life. There's a higher percentage of users partake in community groups, sport leagues, youth groups, non-internet users. So that is interesting, I think. It turns out that these people that spend a lot of time on social networks are social human beings. They like all the kind of social stuff, which is, I think, flies in the face of what a lot of people say, that, these people don't have a life. They quite do. And I don't know non-white users in social media with such a low percentage. Is this concerning? It does seem to be a little bit below their population percentages, you know, in several cases. And, you know, could this be separating, you know, causing divides? Or could it just be that, you know, non-white people just aren't into it? They just don't think it's cool. You know, I don't know. Who knows? But if you know, if you have an opinion on that, I'd love to hear it. So there you go. Very interesting stats. I will link to it so you can check it out in all its glory. All right, everybody, I'm Sage Lewis, the Web Marketing Video Guy, and happy marketing!